Good morning, everyone. Everybody or anyone that's watching this. Had a great sleep. And now fixing to get up and get all of this packed up and get on and moving. We're going to go to our final campsite today, which is scoped from the lake. Excuse me. And on my pedal in. Seems like it might be halfway decent, so I guess we will we'll see about that. And yeah, we're gonna make some coffee, have some oatmeal, pack all our stuff up, fish, have ourselves one of them great days. So let's pitcher patcher and get at her.
Don't worry, I have more coffee. Coffee is a must, so I make sure I bring lots. That tastes good. Float plane! I mean, if there is anywhere that I'm gonna catch a leech, it is more likely right here in this area. But let's keep our fingers crossed. That we don't catch any leeches. There we go. And we are off. Stopped by my local French press and got a black 2 sweetener coffee to go. Pretty jazzed about it. I actually packed up camp and did everything before I even had a sip of it, so it's delicious. But I wanted to get out, so. I don't know, it's probably like maybe 10:30? Maybe? I don't know. I'm gonna have to check. Do that. just enjoying being out in nature this weekend. And you know what? You never know if you don't try. I'm feeling a lot of tension on that rod. We're heading back north now, which also means we'll probably be back here in the highway. I could hear it a little bit last night actually, but you know, out of all my complaints, or maybe not complaints, but differences between my previous trip and this trip, one of the things that I actually saw last night and enjoyed and appreciated last night was all the fires you could see going and the laughter you could hear and just the good times that people were having out here. And that to me is pretty awesome. That's what it's about. Good times, good memories. And yeah, I had tons of good times and memories. Like, I don't need no people, man. If y'all watching this long, y'all know that I'm like a half an idiot, so. I'm plenty entertainment for myself. I don't generally need a whole lot of people hanging about. Alright, so we have made it here to only like super short paddle, like hour and a half, and I fished a little bit, so but man, this site has a wicked put in and take out. Wicked. The thing is the wind was blasting and I had to come around and then turn and come in here. And that whole turning process was, anyways, this site actually, you know what, every day got better. From my first site to this one is definitely nicer than even the last one last night. So we made it here. Good old 2.0 we all got here. Give you a little tour of the place. This site definitely bigger, and yeah, I quite like it. You could comfortably fit 2 tents here, so. Yeah. There's like another spot over there for a tent, but it's not quite even, so I'm gonna set her up over where the orange bag is. But this I thought was really cool. I mean, you could, somebody obviously made this, but you could use it as like a stick stove or a wind block for your oven, or your stove, sorry, your little camp stove. So definitely all of these sites are like back in the woods. None of them have like superb views whatsoever, but this one's definitely open. I definitely like this one better. This is more what I'm used to. Not just used to, more like what I like, and what I'm used to. But with usually at all the other places that I've stayed, like this would be all cleared so that you have a wicked view. But I mean, I get it. They're trying to preserve nature and whatnot, so cutting down trees for a view probably isn't on their list of things to do. But that being said, I'm actually hungry. My oatmeal and blueberries. You know what? And it's like it's a holiday. It's Sunday. We're gonna eat like kings today, so I'm going to get some water, boil it up, and we are gonna have a dehydrated lasagna that I did at home. And then for dinner we've got chicken pot pie for dinner. So fixing to be a good day. Probably gonna get back on. We're gonna get back on the fishing. And actually, where I caught my splake on the first day was just over here. So maybe with a little bit of luck, we'll catch ourselves another one. So for lunch, we are doing, oh shit, dehydrated lasagna that I made at home. Which I haven't exactly perfected the right water amount, so this is just how I do it when I'm out here. I'll leave it for like, I don't know, 15-20 minutes. By the time I get the tent up, it'll probably be like half an hour anyway, so it's the whole purpose of why I started it now. Give her a good stir, cover her up, done like dinner, or lunch in this case. Now's the moment you've all been waiting for. I know I've been waiting for it, and that is lasagna time. I got the tent all set up. This has been sitting brewing for, I don't know, a while. It is hella windy out here. So it is definitely more like lasagna soup. I over-added the water again. However, this time, I nailed it on the appropriate time for it to sit and rehydrate. I made it on my May 2-4 trip. I didn't leave it long enough. I actually waited too long. Or not waited too long, didn't wait long enough. I waited too long to make dinner, so I was starving, and I did not let it rehydrate enough, so it was still a little bit crunchy and the cheese was pretty rubbery. But this one is nailed it on the time. The cheese is not gooey, it's rehydrated. It's not gooey like you would take a bite of cheese and have it stringy, but it's definitely good. and it's definitely rehydrated enough. And if I knew where my hot sauce was, I'd be putting hot sauce on it, but I don't right this second, so we're just gonna eat some rehydrated lasagna. Way better this time. Homemade sauce. So they got green peppers, onions, tomatoes, meat. I think it was ground beef or ground chicken, one of the two. Spices. Delish. I will definitely do that again. That is top notch. I wish this wind would die down a little bit. I want to go out fishing, but I want to get blown to the other side of the lake at the same time. So, I've literally... Oh, he's gone. Boo. Alright, well, you'll see him in a clip. I spent the last like 20 minutes watching a chipmunk. Oh, there he is. He's just on the other side. Like right somewhere there. I don't know. I don't know how to make your finger where it's supposed to go in a video. Anyways, I've been sitting here reading. Because it's way too windy to go out. And I'm not really... I don't want to get blowed over. So, got the tent set up. Camp pretty set. I hauled enough wood for tonight. Never really have ragers. And then I've just been hanging out with a squirrel. I don't know what I should call him though. I think it's Sam. Sam the chipmunk. I don't know. It's a work in progress. But we're just here. Still enjoying, still having fun. This chipmunk's actually kind of cool. He's like climbing all through. I mean, cool as in like he probably put rabies all over my stuff, but whatever. It is what it is. Relaxing day. Not really doing anything. Sitting here smashing some trail mix and reading. Sounds like a good day to me. Whoa, wow, he was all the way over at my foot. And then I just moved. Probably because he smelt my trail mix. Now there's like a stare off. He's just waiting. When I turned around, he literally was right here. And then ran all the way back there. Make him our camp pet. I mean, I'm not gonna feed him, but he can be our camp pet. So I thought that I would take you on a little tour of this campsite now. I mean, if you follow my Instagram stories, this will be posted in months from now, so maybe you'll remember it from the summer. But regardless, it is still so windy. I want to go fishing. That was like my whole plan for today, but I mean, I would just get blown to smithereens if I went out in the half-empty boat or completely empty boat, fishing in this wind. But put it in takeout, top notch, I tell ya. And then you walk up here. Favorite campsite so far, definitely up from yesterday and the day before even. Although it's on a point, so super windy. But little fire pit over there. Sitting area. Was sitting reading a book. And there's like lots of space here. You could put, you know, definitely another tent. Could go up there. Lots of trails. I'm not sure if they are game trails or if they are human trails. But regardless, they, you know, it's halfway decent. It's the point. That's actually where I caught my splake, was in over there. So I'd, you know, like to go back out fishing. If I could get the opportunity to go back out fishing, it would be fabulous. If I don't, whatever. It is what it is. Yeah, I know what I'm saying. Good old bunkie right here. All set up, ready for night-night. Lots of trails on this site. Lots of trails. The toilet's up somewhere, but I can't remember where. Halfway's decent. You know, I've seen a bunch. I've probably seen more people today, or on this, not probably, on this trip than I have on every trip that I've done combined this year. But one of the things that got me thinking, I mean, they're all in canoes. A couple of them are on kayaks, but the majority of them are in canoes. And it got me thinking, it's actually warming to see that many people out and to know that I'm not the only one that enjoys being out here, because life is too short to miss out on these types of opportunities and do these types of wicked things. So people say I'm crazy. People think I'm crazy. I've been told, everybody says, oh, you're crazy, you do that by yourself. But there's just something so joyful in doing it alone. And that makes it fun. Makes it fun. Keeps me coming back for more. Keeps me coming back for more. There's probably a song in there, but trust me, you don't want me to sing it. Yeah. This is a cool little point area. I saw a snake, a little garter snake, whatever they're called, earlier here, which was kind of cool. Scared the bejesus right out of me, only because he moved really quick. Not really scared of snakes, so there's that. They tend to be more afraid of humans. But anyways, hopefully when it gets to be like 5, the wind dies down, we can go out fishing again, because that's what I came here for. So until then, we're going a little stir crazy, and I just ate a bunch of candy. So now I got all of this energy and I have no idea what to do with it. So I think I'm gonna go haul some more firewood, so maybe we can have a half a rager tonight, being our last night out here. Who knows? I guess we'll figure it out. All right, well, my desire to fish has outweighed the weather, or the predicament of the weather. So I found this little trail here, just a hair lip off from where I got the boat. Could be a game trail, might not be the best idea, but my goal is to get to that point over there. So we're going to traipse along here. It's a pretty well-worn path. Look at that. We have now succeeded at getting over to this point, which is where I wanted to fish in the first place. However, looks really weedy. This might not be the best idea that I've ever had. Not that I've ever really had good ideas anyways, but guess we'll find out how this one goes in a minute or 5. I'm just looking for a good place that doesn't look too weedy. All right, there we go. I mean, this looks possible. I only brought one rod over with me and no change of lures, so we'll see how she goes. Fingers crossed. There are these loons right here. I've never been so close to loons before. Oh, I can't zoom in. Look at how close they are to my boat. There's like a mommy and a daddy and a little bitty baby. I'm holding on to my anchor because I was about to take my anchor up. Came out fishing. But look at how close they are. That's crazy. I wish you could truly see how close they are to my boat because they look way further on the screen than they do in real life. But my phone is charging, so it's plugged in. I can't move it any further. And I'm holding onto my anchor because I literally was pulling up my anchor when I heard this ruckus behind me and looked, and there was a little baby. That is so cool. That was like the mommy or the daddy or something. Anyways. All right, we are back from our little fishing expedition. I did not get skunked. I caught 2 just little baby ones, like maybe 4 inches, 4 or 5 inches. So I didn't get skunked, but I definitely didn't catch anything big, but that's all right. We are back at our site, and it is a beauty sunset. You know what? It actually has been a minute since I've had a site with a wicked sunset, so very happy about that with this site. I just got the y'all water on the ball there, and we are fixing to make ourselves one of my fave tonight for dinner, which is dehydrated chicken pot pie. Dehydrated it at home, and oh, it is top notch. I think I've had it on every single trip that I've been on this year, so definitely a fave. And given that tonight's my last night and I have a couple at home, we are actually going to do a store-bought Alpine Air dessert, which is vanilla peach crumble. What? I actually bought 3 of these last summer. They are good for like 100 years or something like that, until 2029. However, it's been kicking in my barrel for a year, and I figured, you know what? Why not do it up tonight? Tonight's our last night here. We'll do chicken pot pie. We're eating kind of like kings and queens today. Had some lasagna, wicked lasagna for lunch, which typically I don't even eat lunch. But we did that. Chicken pot pie for dinner, and in a hair lip of time, we'll do this for dessert. So that's the game plan. 7 o'clock, we can burn. So we're gonna light ourselves up a fire. I mean, we did get some firewood and nothing for a rager, but definitely gonna be a fire. And yeah, that's what we're fixing to do right now. We're just waiting for this water to boil. So yeah, just watching the pot, waiting for it to shake a little bit. Shaky, 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 and then we know it's all
at them boys. Shaky, 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 shaky. You gotta make sure it's on flat ground. I made that mistake a couple times where it's been on uneven ground, and when she balls, she literally shakes all over the place and spews hot water everywhere. So I've lost it a couple times, burnt my hands a couple times, but you live and you learn. So there's that. All right, we got our dinners ready here. We got our chicken pot pie. I mean, obviously it does not dehydrate back to being like crispy pastry filling. It's more like mashed potato. Oh, for Pete's sakes, I knew what I wanted when I stood up. Anyways, more like mashed potatoes with the same flavor of chicken pot pie. And but it's still hella good. Like, it is still amazing in my opinion. I had to grab my other spoon because a chipmunk molested my one that I would normally use, and I don't want no whatever in the hell kind of diseases chipmunks have. I'm sure that there's the chances that I'm gonna get something from it or maybe slim to none, but like, if of anybody that knows me very well will also know that if there's like a 1 in 500 chance that you can get beaver fever from a rodent or rabies or scurvy or rickets, I don't even know. Well, I'm just naming off diseases at this point in time. But if there's a chance that you can get it from them, guaranteed I will be the 1 in 500 people that actually get the rickets or scurvies from a chipmunk. So I ain't taking no chances. It's like chicken pot pie, just without the like mashed potatoes instead of the pot and the pie part. Beautiful sunset over yonder. I just had a little, well, she wasn't really little, but a lady in a kayak went for a paddle and didn't know where she was. And then initially she asked me where the parking was, so I told her where the parking is. I guided her in that direction, and then she's like, oh, as she's paddling away, hopefully I make it to my campsite before it gets dark. I walked away. I'm like, campsite? There is no campsite down there. So I'm like, well, she'll be back after she realizes that I sent her in the completely wrong direction. Mostly because she told me she was looking for parking, not a campsite initially. And anyway, she did come back, and I now guided her in the correct direction she needs to go. So hopefully she makes it. She seemed like a decent paddler. Seemed like she would probably be just tickety-boo and make it to her campsite before it gets dark. So I was shocked though. But that's also probably why you shouldn't go for paddles if you don't know where you're going, or at least have a map, or a GPS, or how to get back to where you left from. So that's all I gotta say about that. I hope she makes it back. So there you go. So we just smashed our chicken pot pie. Put another log on the fire, and now we are about to enjoy our vanilla peach crumble. I should probably put the crumbly parts on. That would maybe suck. I'd be like, there's 0% crumble in here. I've actually had this one. In fact, I've had many of their desserts.
on these alpine air, not many. I've had 3. This is my 3rd one. And they're all, the mudslide one, while delicious, is in all honesty more like chocolate pudding in a bag, and then trying to eat that and not make a mess definitely is a hard task. So we're gonna eat our vanilla peach crumble and we're gonna see how it is. I mean, come on. It's delicious. Come on, that's so good. Holy cow. I made berry crisp at home. Blueberry, strawberry crisp, and apple crisp, and dehydrated them. I didn't know anything about desserts, and that the crispy part I probably shouldn't have dehydrated and just left on the side, like you do with this one. So it's really more like super sweet oatmeal, which I actually think I might have tomorrow morning because it's delicious. And I do have one in my barrel. I did bring one, so why not? Bring on all the sugar, right? I need a bunch of energy to get back tomorrow, even though it's just an itty bitty paddle and a 300-meter portage or hike back to the truck to get out of here. And the paddle is literally an itty bitty one. Like I could probably, there wasn't all these trees and bushes here, I could probably see the truck. I could probably start it with a remote starter from here. That's how not far away from it I am, but still gotta drive home. Like 2-hour drive home. So yeah, no, we need the energy. Like, I mean, really, that's actually sugar's probably the last thing that I need, but let's do it anyways. Why not? You only live once, and it's only summertime for like, well, here in Canada, it's summer for like 6 weeks, and then it's back to winter. So we wait a long time. So sugar for dessert, sugar for breakfast. That's how she's gonna go tomorrow. I am in the tent. It is like, am I seeing bugs above me? Yep, I sure am. Hopefully that's not in the tent. Either way, doesn't really matter. We're in the tent. It's like 9:45. Fixing to just journal a little bit, write in my journal, and about my day. It was a good day. It was a good day. Nothing too exciting. Good paddle. Didn't really catch a whole lot when it comes in the fishing department. A couple dinks, but it was a nice day. It was a relaxing day. It wasn't a push. We gotta hurry. We gotta get stuff done. You know, we gotta move, etc., etc. It was, yep, little sun. That's okay. It was a good day. I thoroughly enjoy this campsite. This campsite is hands down the best out of the 3 that I've had. Will I come back? Probably not. But it was a good experience. It was, you know, you got to get out. It was somewhere new. Got to explore. Caught my first flake. Hopefully not the last, the first of many, but maybe the first and only one on this particular lake. But it was still a great weekend. Out in nature, camping, canoeing, fishing, all of the fun stuff that makes summer unique. And, you know, access to wilderness that we have here is phenomenal, and I'm forever grateful and thankful for it. And yeah, that's about it. About to journal, get me some sleep, and we'll see y'all guys in the morning.